Rainier Avenue Radio.
Something amazing happens when you buckle a seatbelt. It's kind of magic. We put our phones out of reach, like in the glove compartment, or give extra room for someone on their bike. That little act of stopping to let someone cross the street, it's a thing of beauty. Even getting a ride home after drinking is quite heroic, because doing all the little things plays a huge role in keeping us safe on the road. Together, we get there. A message from the Washington Traffic Safety Commission.
Join Rainier Avenue Radio from 5 to midnight for Sunday evening sound sessions. Jazz from the cabinets from Big Poppy.
That's right. It's time once again for Jazz from the Cabinets with Big Poppy.
Sergio LaCour's Love Line.
It's Sergio's Love Lines with Sergio LaCour. Go into the phone line. Tell her who we talking to.
Sage Prince and Just My Opinion.
This is Sage, and that's just about going to do it for the first half of Just My Opinion.
K-Fox Night Beat with Nasty Ness Rodriguez.
The beat of the Fox. K-Fox Night Beat, Nasty Ness.
You know what? You're going to listen from 5 to midnight. Just turn it on and don't stop. DJ Alibaba. The Underground Surround Sound Star Time with Paul
Thanks
Pearson.
for tuning in. My name is Paul Pearson.
Sunday evening
This is
sound
Star Time.
sessions on Rainier Avenue Radio. Trust me, you'll be listening the entire time from 5 to midnight. Sunday evening, your sound session on Rainier Avenue Radio.
How would COVID vaccines work in your body? Here are 3 things to know. Number 1, a vaccine is basically a training session for the immune system. Vaccines teach the immune system to look for the key features of a virus. So when a virus does show up, it's ready to fight it off. Number 2, a vaccine gives your body a plan to recognize the virus. Then your immune system starts preparing by making antibodies, or fighter cells, that stay in your blood as protection in case the virus tries to invade. What this means is you get immunity against the disease without having to get sick first. Number 3, when enough people's bodies know how to fight off a virus, it has nowhere to go. That slows the spread. When people get a vaccine, we're able to stop the spread quicker and get closer to ending the pandemic. To learn more, go to covidvaccinewa.org. A message from the state of Washington.
You're listening to RainierAvenueRadio.world. Check us out on social media. Facebook and Instagram, RainierAvenueRadio.world, and on Twitter at Rainier Ave Radio.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Clean Greens Living Live, broadcasted on Rainier Avenue Radio. It is your host, Queen Bree. Welcome to this fine Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right? Yes, Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon. It's a beautiful, beautiful day out here. The sun is shining. I can't wait to get out there. I'm going to come with you with a land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we are on traditional land of the first people of Seattle, the Coast Salish people, past and present, and honor with gratitude the land itself and the Duwamish, Suquamish, Nisqually, Snoqualmie, and Muckleshoot tribes. We also acknowledge what has happened on this land to impact the lives of Black community in Seattle due to redlining. The systemic oppression mechanism of anti-Black racism enacted by white leaders, politicians, business people, and others rob Black families of the opportunity to pass down generational wealth, to share their own story, to share your own story of your homeland or loss in the central area of Seattle. Please contact us at Clean Greens on behalf of Black Dollar Days Task Force King County Reparations Projects. You can visit Black Dollar Day Task Force, blackdollardaytaskforce.org, or cleangreensfarmandmarket.com to email us and let us know your story and share as we still continue the fight and mission to get reparations for residents of Seattle. I want to take a moment to thank we started our CSA this Saturday, And boy, was it a crazy day for me, maybe not for other people, but I just want to thank all of our CSAs who came and picked up, who signed up. We got some new CSAs that day. This was exciting. I don't know, remember that happened last year. We got new CSAs. Um, our CSAs out north got produce. Thank you for your patience with everything as we get lists together. Also, we just want to take a moment to let you guys know that due to the weather this season, a lot of farmers, it got started a little late because the weather was so bad. Like we had an extended pretty winter. And so a lot of farms weren't able to plant when they normally were able to plant, and Clean Greens was one of them. And so our produce is slowly but surely coming up, but we only right now at this moment have enough for our CSAs. If you check in with us on like a Monday afternoon, we may have some left over, and if we do, we can give them out for free. But until we start getting in an abundance in produce like we always do at Clean Greens, which will be happening in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we will for sure be back to our giving out free produce to our community. But I just wanted to let you guys know that for right now, we are taking a moment to make sure that we get our CSA squared away. So just be patient with us as we continue to go on these next few weeks. The CSA produce will look just like they did last year, which is beautiful greens and abundance of produce. Right now, we're starting off with what you normally get. Like most CSAs, they give you that 1 to 3 family or that 4 to 6 families. Us at Clean Greens, we typically give a little bit more. And I might add, Clean Greens has one of the best prices for CSAs. So if you're still looking for a CSA, which for those of you who do not know what a CSA is, yes, please contact that email that is on your screen right now, blackdollarcleangreens@gmail.com. If you want to sign up for a CSA, we have the best price for the CSAs. We take care of our CSAs. We are community centered with our CSAs. And if you buy a CSA for us, you help continue this mission to where we give out fresh produce to our community, which has been very helpful to families who cannot typically afford organic. Eating organic is one of the best ways to go because you're not feeding eating healthy. We always push eating healthy, but eating organic is the cleanest way to go because you're not feeding your body any toxins that came with like trying to kill off the bugs and trying to preserve your foods. So soon we'll be back. But if you want to sign up, blackdollarcleangreens@gmail.com. We have the best price points. I promise you we do. And it comes with community and other activities that we'll be having throughout the season. We're going to go back to having our nutrition class. We had a nutrition class. It was so fun. She was full of information. And we just want to bring her back and continue to give education to our community about not just handing out the produce, but how do you eat the produce? A lot of people, we don't know how to eat it. We don't know what the nutritional value is. So having that nutrition piece really helps. Again, one of the reasons Clean Greens was created was to bring education around was to provide organic produce to families of color who could not choose to eat organic because organic was either high in the neighborhood or the selection for the organic was, we're not blind to see that in some neighborhoods, organic produce period is beautiful and bountiful in the richer neighborhoods, and in the poor neighborhoods, they're spotty, they're wilting, they're not great. And Clean Greens wanted to bring fresh, beautiful abundance of organic produce to the community for the people of color to be able to afford to take care of their family and feed them and teach them about how to eat it. Also, trying to bring down the diabetes in our community, the high blood pressure, the high cholesterol. So we're getting back to that. We're getting back to the basics of teaching people about the produce that we're giving out. We want to teach you about the nutritional values. We want to teach you about how that affects your body. And when we had our nutrition class, she talked about not only how it affects the inside of your body, but how it affects the outside of your body. So you guys stay tuned and continue to look out for that, because pretty soon we'll be having a nutrition class um, offer. And even that is at a great price. I mean, I think we only charge like $10, $20 for like a 4 week, $20 per class for like a 4 week 4 weeks. And it was really good. It was really informational. She gave real life examples of how you can eat and how it affects your gut. I've been having gut issues too. And so it's like I have to make sure that I'm taking care of my body. And we'll talk more about that as well as we progress. Clean Greens is looking for volunteers. If you guys are a volunteer and you want to come to our farm, the best thing about the volunteers is you are helping give back to the community. You are helping grow. You see the food grow in real time. You get to go out there and plant your baby, because I call them my babies. And I'm going to go check on my babies tomorrow that I planted a few weeks back. So you get to go plant your babies and you get to watch how they grow. You get to watch in real time them growing. And then you get to hear and watch people eat your produce that you helped grow. You get to help take part in feeding your community. You also get to take some produce home. So you're getting exercise, you're building your community, you're watching something that you put your hard work and dedication into go out and help people. So if you're wanting to volunteer, whoa, that scared me. I'm a little sleepy, so that noise startled the heck out of me. If you guys are wanting to come out and help volunteer, please let us know. We need volunteers everywhere. Social media volunteer we can take on. An engineer, we have a new garden space that we need someone help with that. What else do we need? Assistant volunteer. Let's let us know. We have different places that you can help volunteer. And every time you're helping volunteer, you're helping give back to your community. You're helping continue on this mission. And you also get to partake in eating fresh, organic, beautiful produce grown with love from your Clean Greens community. So if you're wanting to volunteer, please make sure that you email me and let me know that you want to volunteer. You can email me there, or you can go on our website. Our farm, like I said, our CSA is up and running now. So remember to visit us at 116 21st Avenue every Saturday from now until October to pick up your fresh CSAs, and a couple of weeks to pick up your fresh produce. In the meantime, as we're waiting to be able to give our give back out, please make sure that if you know of specific communities that are needing help with produce and needing fresh produce, send them our way, contact me, and let's build our community and make sure that we're providing access for our community to be able to eat healthy. And that's what I have for you guys for announcements right now. If you're just tuning in, you're tuning into Clean Greens Living Live, broadcasted on Rainier Avenue Radio. I am your host, Queen Bree, I'm director of Clean Greens Farm and Market. I truly, truly, truly enjoy working for Clean Greens. It's for me, it's really about the building of the community. I work for two amazing organizations, Clean Greens and Rainier Avenue Radio, and they're both rooted in the community. They're both rooted in bringing information to you to make sure that you are aware, make sure that you are healthy, make sure that you're active, make sure that you can get out in the community. So I really enjoy that. And I just want to talk to you guys just a little bit about being rooted in community. Yesterday we came to celebrate, well, some of you guys, we all celebrate this day for different reasons. I celebrate the 4th of July because it is my son's birthday. He is a 4th of July baby. I tried to hold out on not having a 4th of July baby, but it is what it is. So I celebrate the 4th of July because it's my baby's birthday. Some of us celebrate the 4th of July because it is the independence of our country from a different country. Some of us just celebrate the 4th of July because it's a free day off from work. And who doesn't want to barbecue, hang out, and have fun in the sun, have some drinks, have some laughs, and get with their families and their communities? So, whatever you celebrate the 4th for, that's your business. But we want to talk about the community and what's going on in our community. And yesterday on the 4th, from what I know, there were 2 shootings yesterday. What is going on? What is going on? Well, we know what is going on, but let's talk about what's going on. So, one of the shootings, 2 officers were shot in Philadelphia after a fireworks show. Another mass shooting was in Chicago suburbs of Highland, killing 6 people and injuring 38 people. This was a mass shooting at a parade happening to celebrate independence. This is coming off of the heels of celebrating Buffalo, I mean, not celebrating, we weren't celebrating. This is coming off the heels of the mass shooting in Buffalo, New York, which was racially motivated for somebody who wanted to kill Black people. Uvalde, Texas, where 20 people died, teachers and students. We've had over 309 mass shootings in the United States just in 2022. Just in 2022. And we're only in July. I can't even think about what's to come for the rest of this summer. And then as we're talking about mass shootings, we're also talking about overturning Roe versus Wade, and I just feel like our priorities are all crazy and all messed up. And for me, we're about building community and we're about coming together. So I'm speaking from my perspective. And if you're out there and you're listening and you want to give feedback, feel free to chime in and let me know what you're thinking and how you think we can build community. Because when I think about this, when we talk about shootings and Roe versus Wade, I feel like people were more adamant about stopping Roe versus Wade than protecting real life people that are right here, right now, dying in the streets because of gun and safety laws. And yes, we just passed a gun law. Biden just passed a gun law. It wasn't one of the best, but it was something, and we're grateful for that something. And one of the things that really killed me when I read it was like, it won't stop the mass shootings, but it will help. And we're putting all of our energy into stopping a woman for choosing what's best with her family, when truly most women are probably choosing because they don't want to bring a kid into this messed up world. This world is crazy right now. And I know for me, if I knew what I knew now, I don't know if I would have had kids, because it's just crazy for them right now, especially with these mass shootings going on. And when we talk about Roe versus Wade, and we talk about this agenda, these people are using Christ as their reasoning on why they are doing these things. This has nothing to do with religion. This has everything to do with power. This has everything to do with control. And if you are a Christian and you're listening in, I think it's time for us to really step out and speak on this. That it's not about this, because being a follower of Christ is about following the mission of Jesus. And if you have read your Bible as a Christian, American Christian, you would know that Jesus was all about helping others. He was all about stopping people in power, taking advantage of the poor. He was all about taking that control away. He's even said in the Bible, if you want to follow me, give up your belongings, give it back to the poor, give it back to the needy, and come follow me. So when you're listening to these things out here where people are talking about, oh, thank God the babies won't die. Oh, thank God this, God wouldn't want this. God doesn't want the shootings. God doesn't want us judging others. God doesn't want homeless people out in the streets. He doesn't want families being pushed out of their homes, out of their communities, what they know. He doesn't want you not liking someone because of the color of their skin, if we're talking truly about what God wants. So I just wanted to say that. Sorry to take y'all to church, but this was really just bugging me when we keep talking about this agenda of like what Christ wants and what God wants, and church versus state. It is the people. And God gives us choices. And to take away a woman's right to choose and say it's in the name of saving the babies is a lie. It's a lie. And God wouldn't want that. Things where I feel we should be focused on, and you guys let me know. Again, this is conversation between me and the listeners where we should be focusing on building our community. And that's what we try to do here on Rainier Avenue Radio. That's what we try to do with Clean Greens. We have these talks, these conversations. We have all these fun activities where we dance. We just had Make Music Day where we sat on the pier for 11 hours, I counted. That's not even counting setup and breakdown, but 11 hours. Joy in music, food, vendors. I just had a grand opening with Clean Greens. Same thing. We gave away free food. We have music. That was fun, but we have to also have tough conversations on where our community needs help at. And some of the things that I was thinking was sex conversation. Now that sex conversation, my daughter said something so true. Sex conversation need to be taught in the workplace. Okay, especially Congress, because I just seen a week ago a Congress lady basically tried to say that a woman's organs can choose when she wants to get pregnant or not. If that was the case, we will be able to choose when our period started, or if we had a period, we will be able to choose if we got pregnant or not got pregnant, or when we got pregnant, and we wouldn't even need Roe versus Wade. That is strictly not true. And I think that we failed ourselves and our families in America when we don't educate ourselves on sex. Sex is a beautiful thing that happens between two people in the privacy of their own, wherever they're at. We cannot control these people. We cannot control when it happens. And as a parent of four, I have listened to my kids have conversations about a lot of things that we didn't talk about in the home. Because you want to know where they're learning it from? Some uneducated kids on the playground who have seen bits and pieces of movies that their parents are watching, or some parents don't even give you the correct sex talk. So if someone didn't give their kid the correct sex talk, that kid is coming on the playground and talking to your kid about it. And now you got your kid confused, but no one's talking to them about sex. And then if you have someone like that lady in Congress who thinks you can choose when you have babies, your kid is going to think that. And this is how we have unexpected pregnancies, teen pregnancies. So it is important that we're having a conversation, not just at home, not just at school, in our church community, and our community as a whole. We have to have safe places to have these talks and this conversation, so that we can stop worrying so much. I mean, you're always going to be worried, but worrying so much about Roe versus Wade or pro-choice or not pro-choice. If we're having these real conversations, and might I add, we had Dr. Alicia on, and Dr. Alicia has let us know that abortions, the abortion rate is down, teen pregnancy is down. And a lot of that is because we've had these conversations and now they want to take it away. And like Dr. Alicia says, you're wanting to take away Roe versus Wade. You want to take away contraceptives. What is the end game? And I know there has been a lot of talks about the end game is of white America wanting to preserve white America because they know as we have people immigrate to our country, as we have mixed race babies, white America is slowly dying out. And of course, for some of them, that scares them because they want to remain in control. Not all of them, but some of them want to remain in control. And I think for me personally, from what I've been reading and listening to and hearing, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm a conspiracy or anything, but they want to preserve the white America. And so they're trying to take away all this stuff. But if we come together as a community and we're building our community, we'll be able to fight back and stop some of this. More conversations around voting. Us as a community, we need to start talking about voting and what that looks like and what that means. I don't even remember being taught about voting in high school. I think they just, the most I remember about voting is when you turn 18, you can vote. They didn't talk about what offices we're voting for, what's important. Like we always thought, like for me, I always thought voting for the president was the most important vote. But that's only a part of it. The most important vote, I think, and see, I'm still learning. It's in your state, is in your state, is in your city, making sure that our families and people like me and people like teens are educated on voting, because best believe us that are not voting, us that are confused and are uneducated on voting, are not getting our needs met, because the people who are educated on voting, the people who are voting for these clowns in office that are coming in and are slowly but surely taking away our rights. I mean, if you think that this is just starting with Roe, you think this is starting and ending with Roe versus Wade, it is not. It is not. They're going to come for same-sex marriages. They're going to come for what else? They're going to come for being able to marry outside your race. They're going to come for our food systems. Like, there's so many things that we need to be educating ourselves on. One of the biggest things that we need to be talking about in America and really focusing on in our community. And when I say in our community, I mean schools, community in your neighborhoods, church community. We talk about these things in church, but I think it's time for the church to get outside of their building and come out into the community and greet their community where they're at, meet them where they're at, and start there, because there's a lot of mental health going around. One of the main ones that we really need to focus on is racism. Racism is a mental health. For someone to believe that their race should be superior than others, and that should be in constant power, that's a mental illness. That is not of Christ. God created all of us of different colors, different races. I like to believe that he created us so different to teach us how to be tolerant. We need to be tolerant of ourselves and others, even ourselves, period, and be easy on ourselves. But we're different for a reason, and it should be celebrated, not put against, so that we're constantly arguing and fighting over who should be in charge and who's the boss. For this new election, when we vote a new president in, I would love to see someone of a different race, someone a bit younger. I mean, we have a lot of people in Congress who are older, who have been through segregation, racism, um, all of that stuff. We need to clean. Look, what did they say? Drain the swamp. Does that even really happen? But we need to. And you know how it will happen? If we start to come together as our community. We vote these people in office to do a job for us, for everyone as a collective, and they're not doing that. And it is time for us to stop arguing and fighting over who should have what and who does this. And I'm going to have this group of people over here doing this thing, and I'm going to have this group of people over here doing this thing, and we're all doing the same thing, just in different clumps. We need to get out of our ego and come together and start to work and talk this out, because we can't keep having mass shootings, and we can't expect for these women to have these babies. I mean, we need to talk about molestation, rape, like real awareness of what is happening, because people are being molested and raped at young ages. And we're expecting these 10-year-olds and these 13-year-olds and these 12-year-olds to carry around babies that they're not quite ready or equipped for. Or this country, this city, these countries where people can barely afford to pay rent, but you want them to continue to have babies, and we're not building enough housing for them. We're not creating access for them. We really need to get a handle on it. And I personally think that it's going to start with our community. It starts with educating our community on those topics. It starts with voting. Janice says also attacking environment, education. They are weakening the rights of the accused. Oh my God, the attack on education. I just seen somewhere in Texas where they want to now, instead of calling the slaves slaves, they wanted to call them involuntarily held captive or something. I mean, they are literally trying to attack everywhere they can. And we definitely need to start coming together as a community and working together and starting here and starting to work our way up in the voting chain and getting the right people in office. Anything that looks like social service, right? Anything that looks like social service, they want to attack, which boggles my mind, because we want to talk about how they want to talk about God, they want to talk about Christ, they want to talk about the Bible, but it's like they're not reading the Bible. And us as a community need to be aware, instead of attacking Christians, remember that if you know a true follower of Christ, those are people who are out in their community that are trying to make a difference, that are trying to do it. And voluntary workers, right? Like we just really got to come together as a community. All right, guys, that's my time. Remember, let's continue this, talk about this throughout the weekend, and I'll see you back next week. Up next is Phil AM Radio Show. It is their 250th episode. Let's show them some love, guys.